Hey.
Hey guys, welcome back to WalkerVibes. This is Orlando,
And this is Brandon.
This is Danzel.
And this is Samantha.
and we just saw an amazing episode. Like, it was an hour and a half long. We wish every single episode was this long.
So much wow.
Yeah,
I wish they were all 2 hours long.
yeah. Let's not take it up to that notch yet. But it was a great episode. We don't have an intro game for you. We figured we'd have enough content to sort of just like go right into it, go right at it. You know. And I think we do. Like, so much happened today. Not as many people died as I thought would die. The people that did die did surprise me, though. I thought Daryl was dying. Denzel, you thought Daryl was dying.
I thought Daryl was dying.
Like, I don't know. All the clues led to him dying.
He's still gonna die.
I mean,
I'm convinced.
yeah. I just really thought that it was gonna be this episode. So
I don't know. How do you guys think he's going to die when he does?
very gracefully, because he's a beautiful man.
You think he's just going to die like in...
Just like a flower withering away.
He's just going to turn into an angel.
Yes.
Wow. Speaking of that, Father Gabriel, I know we're like jumping around, but Father Gabriel's like white shirt, regardless of what he did, he like ripped the zombie's head off. He beat the other zombie's head in with a rock, and he stood just clean the whole time. His shirt was just straight up white, no blood. How do you do that?
Magic.
Magic. I think that's his faith. I think it's a magic.
It's the power of Christ.
Power of Christ cleans you.
It compels.
The power
Sure,
of
clean.
Christ cleans you. I feel like that and like a bottle. Just throw that in your washing machine, good to go. Make tons of money off of that.
He has some crazy detergent.
No, yeah, but definitely Morgan, that was a huge surprise. I did not expect Morgan. Before, how far was Morgan to the group initially?
I know. I thought he was like
He wasn't even close.
We discussed this before. Like, there was no way that he could have caught up to them. I mean, he flew. He flew on over there.
He was easily more than 5 miles away from them.
Yeah,
He woke up
Easily.
in a car though, so maybe he drove the car until it ran out of gas and then fell asleep in it.
true.
Who knows?
That's probably what they're trying to do with him. With him showing up randomly like that, because he was so far, just being in a car, showing him in the car is like, okay, this is how he got there. Let's get over that. Let's just throw him into this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He's a G.
he is a G.
Jedi Master.
Yeah, he was fighting like a Jedi Master. I don't know how he learned those moves with that stick or that pole or whatever, but he was going nuts.
He's a Gambit.
Gambit. Hashtag Gambit. He's gonna be in the next Marvel movie. But no, he's really good. He's definitely surviving. So I thought he was just gonna shoot that guy, the wolves guy, but he got up, did some magic, made it happen. But he's
Magic.
all about surviving. Regardless if he loses everything, he knows he can survive, and he's all about surviving. He wasn't even worried. The guy showed up and he just stood there eating his food.
That's how you knew he was gonna survive.
Yeah, no big deal. Definitely.
Yeah, he seems very unfazed by like the world. I mean, obviously, most of the people that are in the show are pretty much unfazed by the environment around them. But he's just like, oh well, you know, this guy's in front of me. He probably's dealt with that already. Somebody
Yeah.
trying to kill him and take all his stuff.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it.
You know.
Absolutely. He's definitely a lot more level-headed than before,
Oh yeah.
hands down.
Yeah, he needed that time to get over the loss of his son. So.
Yeah, loss of his son, his wife. Like he really like I thought I was gonna be really frustrated when he saw Rick. No, I'm sorry, when he saw Daryl and Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was gonna be one of those things where like, I don't know you, you don't know me. Let's go our separate ways. When it's like, no, just one more person.
Yeah.
he knows Rick. Like, I thought that was gonna frustrate me, but as soon as he handed him the map, I'm like, perfect. He's gonna see it. The new world needs Rick Grimes, and great. How do you think that's gonna play out for next season? Seeing as to how Morgan looked at Rick right after he shot Pete. Like, what do you guys think?
I think it's just a whole big misunderstanding. Like, I'm sure if he knew the situation that was going on, like, I don't think he'd be that fazed by it, but just the shock of like finally meeting up with Rick all this time, and then the first thing you see is him shooting a man. That would freak me out too.
Not only just him shooting him, man, but he was just like covered in blood. He just looked crazy. I don't know.
He is crazy.
I mean, again, Morgan's more level-headed now, so he's got to understand, okay, Rick probably didn't just do this for no little old reason. He had to have done it for whatever reason. He didn't see Pete kill Reggie, right?
Probably not.
No,
No.
probably not. So he only came in when Rick did that, just took that shot. But hey, you called it, dude. Denzel, you called it. Reggie did die. You said he was gonna get stabbed or something. Close enough.
Yeah.
That was nuts.
That was very disappointing.
You're psychic. It's all magic.
Do you think Pete did that on purpose?
To kill him? No.
No, he pushed him away, and the sword was just...
That was sharp,
Zing.
dude.
Yeah.
It barely even touched him. It happened way too fast.
I mean, it was either Reggie or Rick, I guess, because he was there to kill him, obviously. So
I see it this way: with Reggie dying, Deanna's gonna regret everything she's done at this point, in my opinion, because she didn't listen to Rick, and she wanted to be in charge. You know, when Rick started going crazy last episode, she was like, you know what, I have to take control of this. We're not gonna kill Pete. We have to take care of Rick. And then look, instantly, Reggie dies. Rick's back. Rick's fine. Pete's dead. So the outcome that Rick wanted, Pete's dead and he's in charge. Unfortunately, Reggie died, but like Deanna's like, oh shit, like I should have listened to him. Mm-hmm. Like what happened, what he said was gonna happen happened. Like this is nuts. And I felt like when she was talking to everyone and she was telling everyone what Father Gabriel said, I think that was her sort of saying, hey, I know what's going on. I'm still in charge. Like I'm telling you this, you guys should still look up to me. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think it was even though she claims that what she said about Father Gabriel was in the interest of transparency, it was kind of a power play. She was trying to kind of regain control. Like, oh, you guys want to trust this new group so much, but one of their own people said not to trust them. But it was interesting that pretty much immediately Jesse shut her down with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think Deanna kind of realized that she's losing her power as far as that goes. When the whole group's defying her. Yeah,
that even shows Jesse possibly something with Rick. Even though we saw a little action, Michonne and Rick getting super close.
All right, that's not happening.
Brandon, what do you think? What would you rather see, Michonne and Rick, or Michonne and Jesse? Or Rick and Jesse?
Michonne and Jesse.
All three of them.
All three of them together, just bumping uglies.
Yep.
Yep. No, but I don't know. What do you guys think is Deanna's mindset right now going into the next season? What do you think is going to happen?
She's just pissed off.
Yeah.
She's just upset now. And I think that she's definitely going to listen to Rick a lot more now that she knows, oh, hey, okay, you might be right. There is a lot of violence and we're not prepared.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, we've already seen that. Like, she didn't even hesitate to say, like, go right ahead, like, shoot him. Like, I'm done with it.
It took that extreme.
Yeah.
I mean,
which sucks. Cause
she's losing a lot of her family. All she has left is her older son. I don't know what his name was. No, it's not Nick. But she's losing her older son. However, which way he's gonna die. The only thing she has to hold on to after that is her community. Is the community that she built, her and her husband.
But I think it's sort of like she's starting to see now like more what the group has gone through. Like she's starting to get on their level.
Yeah.
In a sense. So
absolutely. How do you think Deanna's gonna react to Nicholas and Glenn? Because Glenn didn't kill him. We saw that. You guys think he should have killed him?
Yeah. I don't think he's gonna have a change of heart, to be honest. Like, I feel like what's gonna stop him from not trying that again? Like, I don't know. I think Glenn gave Nicholas too much time to make him feel bad about what he was doing. Like, I would have just done it. Like, screw that. I'm saving my own life. Like,
yeah.
I think he was thinking too much. Like, all right, I want to kill him. Like, he tried to kill me, but oh my god, I'm gonna go back to the community and they're gonna see that I killed him, and now it's not gonna be on our side. And like, he was thinking way too much about it. Like,
I also think that Glenn's just not a murderer. Like it's one thing that.
Well, if he has to be, he knows he can.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, there's one thing to kill someone in self-defense, but like the scenario that he was put in, it wasn't self-defense anymore. It was him on top of this guy, like ready to shoot him. Like, I don't know. And also, I think he kind of understands that if he brings him back to Alexandria, they can deal with him instead of him having to kill this guy.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, how do you think Deanna's going to react to this ordeal? Is she going to believe Glenn? Or is Nick going to make up a story? What do you guys think?
I think that now that she's seen that she can't trust everyone that she thinks she could in the community, she might actually listen to what Glenn has to say. Plus, I mean, the guy, I'm not sure. I don't know if he would lie or not, but it seems like he might just be honest and be like, I'm a freaking coward. So, I mean, he could easily just admit to it.
I also think it really doesn't matter what Deanna thinks anymore.
Absolutely.
I think she's really in control for the most part. So I think Rick will be the one dealing with this, not Deanna.
I think this is what I think. When you look at the initial way Rick wanted to take over, it didn't happen. He didn't have to kill a ton of people, but he definitely had to exert himself a lot more, and they're taking over. I don't think it's so much the group. I think it's more Rick, and everyone's going to sort of just start getting along and sort of know, okay, this is the way we have to be. This is what we have to do in order to survive. Now they just, we see that the wolves are around. So much more is going to happen where the group is just going to have to defend themselves. Alexandria overall is going to have to step it up a bit. And Rick taking over, I feel like a lot of things are going to happen in his favor in the beginning of next season. But then, I don't know, I just feel like it's going to be crazy conflict that we don't expect. Like, I don't know. Like, he's going to take over, but then...
You mean
I don't know.
Conflict?
Yeah, like, I think someone from the initial group is going to backstab him. Maybe, people are going to not have his back as much. I don't know. What do you guys think?
That probably will happen, but I don't think it's going to be extreme in the beginning, at least, because I think the main conflict will be the wolves. That'll be, we're set up for it. That's going to be the biggest, thing they have to overcome. But yeah, I mean, there's always going to be internal conflict whenever you join two major groups that don't see eye to eye initially.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I actually think the conflict might not necessarily be with the Alexandrians, but maybe like Rick and Carol. So Carol obviously had a very different way of trying to take over this camp than Rick did, or what Rick eventually ended up doing. I think Carol and Rick might butt heads a little bit.
Yeah. Carol's getting a bit out of hand. Like, a couple episodes ago, I was like, yeah, like, Carol's great. After the whole Terminus thing, I'm like, oh, she's the best. But then, episode after episode, she's just taking it to the next extreme. We've never heard her talk like this to someone before. This whole season was her definitely growing a pair. Like, talking to Pete, holding that knife against him, he could have easily killed her. Hands down. I think he could have killed her. Either way, I think she took it to the next level, and she needs to tone it down. All right, she's all about killing, and everything she's trying to do is all about herself.
Yeah.
She's very all about herself. She's trying to manipulate Rick. She's trying to be on top. She's got a game she's playing with Deanna, which, by the way, I think Deanna sees through that all day. But I think she's also has a game that she's playing with Rick.
I like it.
So, you like it?
I like it.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I want to backpack off of what Danzel said.
Piggyback.
Did I say backpack?
Backpack.
I think she's gonna try to fight for power. I feel like she's kind of taking on the energy that Rick has, because if you saw, I had no problem with her threatening that little boy. I feel like that was necessary, and even though that was a bit out of there for, I just feel like it was this episode. If you saw with Rick, it all started with him also being ballsy, saying to Deanna, well, if I have to, I'll shoot him. And that was before she was even on the boat with, murdering anybody. And then he's just well, if we have to, we'll tie them up and we'll slit their throats. He just said that so nonchalantly. And Carol just well, if one of them's being ballsy, then I'm just going to step it up a notch. I feel like that's sort of the beginning of them, as Denzel said, butting heads. I feel like she's going to try to fight for power now.
I mean, we've seen Carol and Rick sort of be on the opposite sides of things. When Rick dropped her off in that little city because she burnt Karen, she lit her on fire, and then whoever else she did. We see that, and I think that's going to happen again.
You mean she's going to light people on
No,
fire
she's not gonna light people on fire, but her and Rick are going to...
Okay.
I don't think she's going to light people on fire again,
Okay.
but I think her and Rick are definitely going to butt heads a lot more. Rick's going to realize, well, this lady's trying to take over, trying to take control of my mindset. And
I think Carol's never really had an issue living in a morally gray area, whereas Rick, I mean, with the exception of this episode, he's always had a tough time making certain decisions. He always understands the weight of his decisions, whereas Carol just kind of does things and there's kind of a shock to it at the end of the day. And I think something might happen next season that'll challenge Rick's authority relative to what Carol's doing.
Yeah, absolutely. No, so we see Carol acting up. Rick's taking over. Now, what we also saw was Father Gabriel. We saw a side of him that we sort of didn't really see before. He was, he wanted to die. What was that all about? Why didn't he just let the zombie bite him? What do you guys think went through his head very last second?
I think like with any human instinct, like if you wanted to kill yourself, even though that's not a good idea, but if you wanted to, like, why would you pick out of all things to be eaten alive by a zombie? Like, even I would have been like at the last minute, like, whoa, okay, maybe this isn't how I want to die. Like, let me think this through. But I mean, I don't know.
It just adds to him being a coward.
Yeah,
Like,
about everything.
He was a coward to not help those, the people from his church, and now he was even coward enough to not even be able to kill himself. In a way, he gets scared and he's like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. What can he do? But now we're seeing that he's becoming more of an asset. People are coming to him. That guy at the gate was saying it was Deanna's older son, right?
I think so.
I forgot his name.
I don't know if did we ever know his name?
We did. They probably said it, but either way, he went up to her. He went up to Father Gabriel. Was like, I need to talk to you later about Aaron. And he was like, hey, I know, things like that.
But then when Sasha came up to him at the end, and Sasha basically requested the same thing, saying like, I don't know what to do. I need to talk or whatever. He looked right at her, and without hesitation, he said no. He said, I'm not going to do that. So I don't think he's going to turn back into being, the only person who can talk to God for you, or the person you go to when you're doing confession or anything. I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's, he was provoking Sasha in a way to try and just kill him. Like, he is ready to die, and maybe because he was too cowardice to let the zombie eat him, that was the way he wanted to go, just because it was easier.
I'm curious about what's gonna happen after that whole episode with Sasha almost killing him. Like, you saw the scene where they were all praying together.
Yeah.
Like, do you think Father Gabriel's gonna come back from his? He's probably still gonna be a coward, but as far as his belief system with the group and how they're evil for what they did and killing people and so on and so forth, how do you think his mindset's gonna change from that?
I don't know. I feel like he could easily just forgive for now, or at least be playing them for now, and it could just turn back again, and he talks to someone else about how they're doing something that's messed up. I don't know, actually. I don't know.
I don't think he's gonna get over it that quick. I think he's gonna change. Like, he's gonna understand that maybe he just has to live with it. Like, if he wants to survive, he went up to that zombie to try to commit suicide, and he couldn't do it. He went back to Alexandria. He wants to survive. The only way to survive is to live with the group. He's not going to change the group. The group's going to change him. So he's going to have to realize, all right, well, you know what? This is how it's going to be if I want to survive. Or he could just leave. Those are the only two options he has. There's really nothing in the middle.
Just answering, I'm sorry, but it probably wasn't even a question. But I wouldn't doubt that Gabriel would be changing his mind. I just don't think that Sasha's gonna get over it that easily, just because of what he said. Like, really ticked her off. But while
what he was saying was,
while you were talking, like, something just sort of like clicked into my head. I don't necessarily think that Father Gabriel thinks they're bad people because of what they've done. I think that he's just mad that they're not sort of like wearing it on their shoulders anymore. You know what I mean? Like, he I feel like he's purposely like not trying to forget what he did to the people. Like,
it's a good point.
The people of his church, because he's like, this is something I did. Like, I need to remember this because this was something wrong.
Absolutely.
But everyone else in the group has done way worse, and they're just like, I'm not even going to think about it. And I think that's what he's reprimanding, not so much like the action, but that they're willing to forget what they did.
Yeah, like he's saying, like, I let all these people die. These people have killed people in my church, But that's his problem. Like, that's his only problem, is not being able to let it go. Let it go.
Oh,
let
God.
it go.
No.
But, I don't know.
I think he will eventually change. I mean, I'm just kind of hoping, because he has been changing since we met him. Like, if you think back, like,
all the 3 times we saw him in the show.
Yeah, it's not even just his clothing. Like, he's no longer wearing his uniform. That's totally changed. He was wearing just a white T-shirt now in this episode. I think that's a bit of a reflection. Yeah, it's pristine. It's all Snow White. I think that could easily translate, or it could be a reflection on him as a character also,
or his faith.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell he was struggling with that for a while. He still is.
He left the gate open. Like, I feel like I looked away as soon as it happened, because all I know is he was the last person I saw at the gate, and then it showed the gate being open. I'm like, oh, like what happened? Like who left it open? Did someone come in and like unlock it behind him? But like
He just like stared off into
did he?
space. Yeah.
So he
like,
didn't really
slid
do it on purpose. He just kind of it wasn't on his mind.
Yeah.
That sucks, dude. I feel like something else must
But
have got in.
at the same time, it's like the way he did it. He just was like it looked as if something else was on his mind, like he was thinking about something else, and just accidentally figured, "Oh, I'm gonna close it now," and then boom, it slammed shut, and he heard it shut, and then it just started sliding open. But at the same time, he could have been like, "Okay, now they're gonna get what they deserve. Now I'm gonna, purposely let these walkers in." He just kind of was like, "This is where it ends," and he was like staring off into space, thinking about like, "This is where it stops."
True.
Because again, he could be ready to die. He could be waiting for them to get what they deserve. Blah blah
But
blah.
I think he wants to survive, though. I think he would have killed himself by now if he really was going to. I really think he wants to survive.
Just playing the devil's advocate.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, absolutely. But I don't know. Either way, it happened. Do you think anything else got in other than those 2 walkers? Those 3 walkers?
Possibly some bugs.
Wow. So I'm just like, that's what kills them all off. Like some hornets,
Some mosquitoes.
mosquitoes.
Remember?
Yeah.
That guy with the red hood, he knew how to keep those mosquitoes away.
I
But he
don't
died
remember.
anyways. You don't remember that?
No.
Daryl and Aaron
Oh,
were,
that's right, when he was rubbing the stuff all over him?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. That was a good call. Good call.
Speaking of Daryl and Aaron,
Yes.
that scene with the
I-
trap.
Wait a second. Let's talk about the real fast before we continue. The zombies got in. That's what we were talking about. What did Rick do to that zombie? Did he blow up his brain?
He like shoved
the
the
gun.
barrel of the gun in its head and then shot it.
Oh, I didn't know he had the gun in his
Oh
hand.
yeah, I didn't know either. I thought that
he-
was his hand literally being shoved into the zombie's
I
head.
thought he
to
was
blow-
shoving his hand and then squeezed the brain until it
That's what I
exploded.
thought.
No, he
did
doesn't
too.
have a grenade hand, guys. It was the gun.
Doesn't surprise
Who's the
me.
I didn't know he had the gun.
Oh, he
in
had
his
the
hand.
gun. Oh,
I don't know.
man,
Why
that's
didn't
not
he
that
have-
impressive,
I
then.
know.
But that's the thing that was
Why
weird.
did
Is
he
like,
have to
why
go
did he
in?
have to shove it all the way in his mouth or face or whatever?
Well, maybe the way
To
the gun,
silence
the
it?
angle was, and he was just turning the angle of the gun.
Oh, maybe that's it.
Yeah.
He was just like, put it in there. That was nuts. Yeah, but the thing, I don't know. It could have been the gun, because then the top of the head would have shot out. It was more of just like his nose, eyes, mouth, and like ear just shot, like those squeezy things that you
It
squeeze in
was
the
a gun,
eyes.
though.
Just
You
Special
showed
effects.
him like pull it out.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
I don't know. Either way, I thought that was nuts. But
Alright.
what were you talking about? What were you touching on?
Oh no, I was saying Aaron and Daryl. Like I think the number one thing that upset me the most was like Daryl like literally gave up this episode. Like I feel like he was just ready
What?
to die. He was. He literally
that
said
was Daryl being
no,
Daryl.
no, but it
Daryl-
doesn't matter. He was willing to do it. If Aaron didn't say we're gonna fight this together, Daryl would have said, "Let me just smoke this last cigarette," and you
I don't agree
go.
with you on that. I
How
don't
can
agree
you
with
not?
I don't think he was giving up. I think he was just being noble and trying to
Heroic.
save his
Yes,
life.
I understand
a
he's
hero.
perfect, but he was
Jesus.
he was ready to die.
Yeah, he was. He was being noble. He was ready to die for.
When Daryl-
It wasn't for no reason. He was ready to die so that his buddy could get out alive.
You're perfect.
I don't know about all that, but either way, Daryl, when Daryl's gonna die, he's just
Gonna
like,
wither
you know what?
away like a flower.
He's just like, I'm gonna keep it cool. I'm gonna smoke this cigarette. I'm gonna try to survive, but if I'm dead, I'm dead. I think that was more of him like taking it down a bit, relaxing, smoking a cigarette, and he's like, all right, you know what? Let's go at it. But if Morgan didn't show up to help them, how do you think they would have gotten out of that?
They were ready
So-
to just open the
their-
door and
yeah,
just start
Their
stabbing
plan
heads.
was opening the door. 16 zombies at each door, opening the door, stabbing heads. That's not gonna work.
I feel like they should just roll the
Roll
window
down
down little
windows.
by little and just.
So were they like power windows or were they roll down windows? Like the
Like Orlando's
Cranks.
car.
They were rolled
They
down.
were, oh,
power
you're just
windows.
gonna throw out there and tell everyone that I have handheld
It helps with
windows.
your arm muscles. Don't
It
worry.
does help my arm muscles. I'm gonna upgrade cars now. All
you would
right,
know.
with my 05 Chevy Cobalt. Just let it be. Either
Now,
way,
everyone knows what car you drive now. They're
they're just
come
gonna
after
follow
you.
me. Yeah, I'm not that famous. So I don't know. Like, I thought he was gonna die there. There was just way too many walkers.
Yeah.
Way too many walkers. And Morgan coming from out of nowhere, like, that was so random. I did not expect
That
that.
was awesome, though.
I did not expect that. Mm-hmm. That was awesome.
It was
Yeah.
pretty satisfying though.
Yeah.
We all yelled.
Yes.
Oh my god! I think my sister gave birth. No, she didn't get rid of it. She didn't. I wouldn't be surprised if she would have. Little baby just plops out, smacks the ground.
I was very surprised and pleased.
And pleased. Yes, you were, Brandon. Yes, you were. But, no, Morgan was awesome this episode. I don't know how he learned those moves, but he did.
I'm kind of glad they, like, integrated him, like, smoothly into this last episode. Like, because you know how we were like, where is Morgan? Like, when he's going to show up? How is he going to show up? And it kind of just, like, sort of, you know, went together. It wasn't like...
I didn't think he was going to show up. But actually, you know what? Let me take that back. I thought he was going to show up, but not as much as he did, because he always shows up at the end of the season.
Yeah.
But at the end of the season, not the very freaking beginning.
They did it so smoothly. It wasn't like he was just rushed in, like, oh, we have to throw him in. It was, like, nicely put, you know?
It made sense, because he's obviously now going to be a big part of that group.
Oh, yeah.
So.
You guys think so? You guys think he's going to stay there and just...
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Him and Rick have so much to catch up on. It's ridiculous.
What if next season, the very first episode starts with him getting shot and killed?
How about no?
That would be really upsetting.
Yeah, like that would... I mean, I'm not going to stop watching, but that's just...
It would, it'd be a very
weird.
bad move.
That's random.
Like, you have all this build up to him, like, finally meeting or seeing Rick, and, like, boom.
Working and shot.
So for the
Tara
record,
dies.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I want to see reactions.
Oh no!
Tara's alive. Happy about that.
Yes.
Tara's alive.
It's Tara.
Tara,
Goodness
Tara,
gracious.
tomato.
It was weird, though.
Whatevs.
The show kind of did a thing where, like, it seemed like they were gonna not have everyone die, and then at the last second, like, boom, Reggie dies.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Like, but that was weird. Like, on The Talking Dead, throughout the show, they were like, oh, random person's gonna be on the show. Like, we already know Morgan's in the episode. Like,
But we've never seen him on The Talking Dead or any other, like,
true.
talk
We haven't
show for
seen
that
him.
matter.
Yeah. Reggie dying, that was,
But you know what this
Dude.
means? Him going on the show, he might start going to the Walker Stalker cons. That
yeah.
would
I'm
be
surprised
really
he
cool.
hasn't been already. But-
He really wasn't that big of a... But now he is, so...
Yeah.
Lonnie
Like,
James.
I know, that's so weird how he's British.
His accent is deep.
Yeah.
He's got a deep accent.
Yeah.
It's so thick.
It's...
They do a very good job. Like, a lot of those, like, Josh McDermott doesn't really have that country accent. Maggie doesn't have that country accent. She has a British accent. Angel Lincoln has a British accent. And I don't know why you guys are cracking up so much. Yeah, so they all have crazy accents, and they all do a very good job of hiding it. Do you think... No, I'm surprised Glenn doesn't have an accent. Stephen Young? Or is that just, like, a racist thing to say?
No. I mean, he probably did, but, like... I think... I mean...
So, moving on.
They all had
From the
accents.
racist comment.
Let's not continue that. But Morgan was awesome. Huge topic we did not talk about. The wolves.
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 Why
I
can't you say
wolves.
the word?
The wolves. The wolf.
Wolves.
The wolves.
For the audience at home, that's WOOVES.
The wolves. The wolves.
The wolves.
Los wolves. But like
Wolves
everyone,
not far.
yeah,
Wolves
everyone
not
kept
far.
saying it was the wanderers, but no, it's the wolves.
A wander.
So the main guy from the wolves, whoever he was, he had a W in his head. Was it? You think it was carved or was it written? Like what was?
I don't
A
know.
tattoo?
The other guy had. They all did.
Yeah, they all had W's. But do you think that was the main guy?
I think so.
Like, I don't think we really.
I mean, from what we've seen so far, I think that's the main guy, unless there's someone in the background. But I don't. There's nothing that really alluded to that.
Those are just the pawns.
Yeah, usually
Yeah.
it's the pawns who are out there like collecting the people.
Yeah.
Scavengers.
Or he's just a maniac.
No, he said we, as in like he meant it that it was a way bigger group. We've only seen about 5 of them. That's not
Yeah.
big enough. Like I feel like there's just way more people that we just don't know about.
Yeah,
I
there's
don't
so many
think-
W's.
I don't think he's the head wolf.
Okay, head wolf. But they had a little zombie party going there. They had the music, the lights.
That's so
were getting
intricate.
down.
Like who takes it? Like okay, so when they said the bad guys, like who are they trying? Who are they trying to like trap? Like who is that meant for? Like they've worked so hard for that trap, and it just I
I
don't
think
know.
they did a pretty good freaking job.
No, they did, but who are they trying to?
Whoever, they're just trying to find whoever. Like they found the guy with the red poncho. Was he initially a part of it? Did he have a W? No.
No.
And then they just slit his throat from out of nowhere.
Yeah, from out of
out of
nowhere.
nowhere.
They could be cannibals, which we've seen already in the
I'm
show.
over it.
I don't
Yeah, I don't
think
think
they
they'd
went.
explore that again.
Hey, just a suggestion.
I just
They're running out of ideas.
I don't understand their motive though. Like,
No.
why are they just killing people? Like,
But
why?
that's just getting us like ready for the next season. Like, we're gonna understand the wolves more.
It might not be like. So again, just a suggestion. Maybe they are cannibals. It doesn't have to be the main focus. That's just how they're surviving. It doesn't matter. Like the guy said, when he was talking to Morgan, he said, "I'm gonna take you," or whatever he said to him, and he was like, "You're not gonna be alive." He could easily have been, alluding to the fact that he's gonna take him and he's gonna die because they're gonna eat him. It might not be a central focus. That could just be how they survive. Maybe they're just cannibals.
I hope not. Again,
Yeah.
because I am
Yeah,
over the
me
whole
either.
cannibal aspect. But you're right. You have a point there.
Or you could mean like you're not gonna be alive in the sense that, because didn't they like tie some woman up to a tree like while she was still alive? And, like have her turn.
I don't fully understand them. Why
I
they're
know,
doing
I
the
don't-
things they're doing, but
Didn't
why
they
set
give-
traps?
The first guy, didn't he give like a little monologue as far as how
They got their names.
the Indians or whatnot? I don't remember exactly what it is that he
Neither do
said.
I.
But he said something along the lines of like back in the days, when they were still Indians, they called those first people the wolves. They called them tribes. The tribes were the wolves. So I don't know.
We'll see
it
what happens.
has something to do with that.
You think there are actually wolves among them?
Whoa, werewolves and vampires and zombies and ghosts.
I don't know. What do you think is gonna happen next? You think they're gonna attack Alexandria?
Who?
Yeah.
Oh, the
Hands
wolves.
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have the pictures. They had the pictures of Rick and the safe zone as a whole. Like, yeah.
Where did they get a camera?
Where did they get a camera? What? No.
Oh, they stole Aaron's pictures.
Yeah, already had those photos. Yeah, but I think they're definitely gonna. You think they're gonna attack right in the beginning, or
No, they're never gonna attack right in the beginning. They have to.
Well, they're hunters.
Yeah.
They'll do their research. So
True.
They'll probably I think probably what's gonna happen is somebody will go out on a run and they'll snatch one of their people and get some intel from them and
Snatching people up.
hide your kids.
hide your wife? Hide your kids. Hide your wife. Yeah, I don't know. I think next season's gonna start off great. Let's talk about Fear the Walking Dead.
Oh my gosh.
That looks pretty good. It has
I
a whole new
did.
spin on things.
It shows what like before, like everything that we couldn't see. Like I'm seriously so excited. Like it showed life before the zombie apocalypse, like how it's gonna start, like how it did start for every other person besides our group.
It looks like a totally different show.
It's
It does.
crazy.
It does.
Do you think there'll be any parallel between the two? Not parallel. Sorry, crossover between the two.
They're gonna have.
I'm
I think there's
sure.
gonna be very, very minimal because they're
It's so far away, right?
they're on other sides of the.
Where they say? Did they say
in
anything
LA.
about the?
L.A.
Yeah, they're on other sides
Oh.
of the country. But I think one of the side characters earlier in this in our group's seasons, one of the side characters may have been from California or something, and then we see them for a little bit in the new show.
That'd be cool.
You know what I mean? And then they move.
There
I
could be like cameo appearances by like some of the characters. Maybe
Yeah.
they're not even talking. Maybe they're just in the background. We could just happen to see them. That'd be kind of cool.
The
I
AMC
wouldn't-
actually has
I
done a
wouldn't put it
pretty good
past them.
job of like doing like. There's a lot of Breaking Bad references in Walking Dead alone.
Oh
so-
yeah, absolutely. With the car Glenn was driving, they do a pretty good job of that. And I need to start keeping an eye out for those things. I get so concentrated in everything else, I just don't even like.
Yeah.
Gotta keep an
realize
open
that,
mind.
We're so excited. So I just want to say before we end, thank you everyone, Brandon, Sam, Denzel. Really can't thank myself unless I'm talking.
Thank
about
you.
Thank you, Orlando.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jesus
Thank you
Christ,
for
guys.
starting this all.
Thank you.
No, but I really want to appreciate for the past couple weeks, you guys have been coming out to my house, sitting at this weird table with nasty food and crumbs on it. Your girlfriend's sitting in the background, and like this is awesome. Like, and we're gonna have a fun time. Like this is just our first,
Sam's girlfriend.
huh?
Did you just
Said
say my
girlfriend.
girlfriend?
No, I said with your guys' girlfriends. Did I say Sam's girlfriend? Sam, you have a girlfriend?
Your girlfriend's.
Your
So
girlfriend.
Sam, where's your girlfriend at?
Sam, you have a girlfriend?
Alana
Sitting right here.
Masterson.
Oh, I was gonna say that.
Awesome, yeah. We miss you, baby. But I also want to thank David, our sound guy. He's gone to a few Walker Stalkers with us, and he's a really good guy, and he does all of our stuff, and he's really, really cool. Thanks, dude. You're the best. Thanks, guys. Like, first season, Whether you guys are away or whether you guys are nearby, we're definitely going to keep this up. Thanks, you guys, the listeners. There's not too many of you guys, but keep spreading it around. We got some more Twitter followers. Thanks, Walker Nation, for that recent shout-out that you guys did on Twitter.
Yep.
It got us a few followers. But if you guys have listened to us but not Walker Nation, go check them out. Walker Nation 1 is their Twitter handle, www.walkernation.net.
And we just want to say farewell and good luck to Eric Nordhoff. If you guys are listening, that would be a huge honor. We know it's your last day on the podcast, and we wish you all the best of luck.
Yeah, absolutely. One last shout out to Ghoul Jitsu from New York. Check those guys out. I think it's ghouljitsu.com.
Mm-hmm.
Check them out on Twitter and Facebook.
GOOL.
JITZU.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, thanks guys for tuning in. This is Orlando.
This is Brandon.
This is Denzel.
And this is Samantha.
And keep it vibing.
Keep it vibing.
Keep it walking.
Because we're all walkers.